going back over 30 years, can any Wakefield fan remember a player who has the pedigree of Kevin Locke? And that's probably going back all the way to Wally Lewis, really. So, yeah, massive crew, and I think both the player and the club can be good for each other.
How have you managed to do it?
Very simply, Kevin became a free agent as far as I was aware when he handed in his letter of resignation at Salford. I have a decent relationship with the guy that he's working with, and to cut a long story short, we got talking. I think he obviously listened to Brian Smith more than he did me. Brian became very keen on getting Kevin in and left the financial side to me, and I've got to say that it was a very, very quick deal in terms of the financial side. Kevin hasn't come here for money in any way, shape or form, like a lot of players don't come here for money. It's we know where we shop, and he hasn't come here for money. It's purely to get him back playing happy rugby. If we can get a smile on his face, I think we'll see the best of Kevin Locke, and if we see the best of Kevin Locke, that's great for us as well.
I was going to say, have you got to pay a player with a point to prove?
I'm not sure it's a point to prove. I think he just needs getting back to playing how he can play. He's an international player with a world-class pedigree. I don't think he has much to prove to anybody. I think when people have seen him fit and happy, they know he's a world-class player. So I'd be happy if Kevin plays 12 games for us, has a smile on his face, because I know then that he'll have done his job, and that can only be to our benefit.
Is it with a view to anything longer, or is it just for now?
No, it's just for now, and I think we could both take stock at the end of this season. I'd be delighted if Kevin said to me, I've had a great time here over the last 5 months, can I stay? I would suspect that a player of Kevin's ilk, if he's played well, possibly might not be in our budget. We know what sort of figure he's been on at previous clubs, and again, if he's playing well, I'm sure that there'll be clubs in New Zealand and Australia that come knocking on the door as well. So yeah, it would be nice to think that we could sit here in 5 months' time and say, yeah, we've signed Kevin Locke on a 3-year deal, but that might just be stretching the dream a little bit too far.
You mentioned his pedigree. To have a player of that calibre to drop in here, you would hope it would re-energise the rest of the squad, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think we've seen good signs over the last 2 weeks just with Brian's effect, possibly off the field rather than on the field. Although I thought at Catalans we put in a fairly decent performance for 65 minutes of the game, and with a little bit of luck, and we can all go there, but with a little bit of luck could have possibly snatched the game. So I think we've shown signs of improvement. A player of Kevin's calibre is only going to come in and enhance the group that you've got. If I was a player, and I relate back to when I played football, we made a good sign, and I actually thought, I'm going to show him how well I can play. And I think that's the sort of reaction we're asking from our existing players. You're lining up against Kevin Locke, show him what you can do. And I genuinely think our players will respond to that.
Is he ready to play? Ready and willing?
Well, I saw him this morning, and he looked in good shape. He's just had a knee op, I think about 5 weeks ago, something like that, a knee washout. But he looked good. He did a couple of strides. That was about it. But the physio was happy with him, and he's coming into training. And as far as I'm aware, and I'm not putting words into Brian's mouth, but as far as I'm aware, he's available for selection next week.
What does it say about the club that you are able to attract players of this calibre, and maybe attract a player here that wants more financial stability than somewhere else?
Well, we've moved on, haven't we, in 2 years, that's for sure. I think what we really attracted Kevin with is just a family feel to the club. And I know, there's a lot of clubs that can say that, and genuinely I think they have the ability to say that as well. But I think we're one of those that we try and look after our players and, give them the... we haven't got shed loads of money, and we know that, and we haven't got the best facilities, but we try to look after people in the right way. And I personally, I always think if you can go into a room with somebody and agree something and you both come out happy, then that's job done. And I think this is the case with Kevin. He sees the potential to play some good rugby. without the world's pressures on his shoulders, you know, just want him to go out there and enjoy himself. And I think if that's the case, we'll see the best of him.